Have you heard the rumor that Assassin's Creed Mirage is a return to the basic beginnings of the franchise? It's true, but not quite the complete picture. The most recent game from Ubisoft completely reimagines how to convey a narrative in a series with 12 previous core entries. Although it's inventive, it also requires some getting accustomed to. We'll take you step by step through this fantastic reinterpretation, from how the plot develops to how quests function, in this Assassin's Creed Mirage guide. We'll also spend time discussing the skill trees in Assassin's Creed Mirage, outlining their layout and suggesting the top early game skills. Story first. Baghdad in 861C is where players go when they play Assassin's Creed Mirage. As Basim ibn Ishaq, you take control of him at the very beginning of his transformation from a street rat to a proto-assassin. The focus is on that narrative, more so than on combat. In fact, the narrative-heavy adventure game Assassin's Creed Mirage takes players through the winding, busy streets of 9th century Baghdad, complete with mosques, markets, and a colorful cast of characters like caliphate guards and bandits. The best detective of the Middle Ages dons his utility belt against this backdrop and embarks on a mission to solve crimes in a city that pays attention to his every move. If you recently played an Assassin's Creed game or a role-playing game in just about any franchise, you might have expected to see things in Assassin's Creed Mirage that aren't there. There is a story instead of experience points and levels, and there isn't much more to it than that. Basim's power increases as the narrative progresses. You're the best detective in the entire world. According to the feedback loop, you learn of issues. You look into it. Every piece of information you find helps you piece together the puzzle a little bit more. Once you've located your target, it's time to wrap up the investigation by carrying out your plan, which usually involves killing the criminal. And you receive rewards like skill points only after that. Although it is unexpected, this isn't a problem. To put it another way, completing side quests or killing enemies won't earn you experience points in the traditional sense. The skills you acquire as you progress through the story reflect and parallel Basim's narrative development. It's easy to follow and linear. Investigations, not quests. The world's top detective dons a costume and a utility belt loaded with cutting-edge equipment, even though it's Baghdad and not Gotham City. This 9th century detective finds plenty of mysteries there. The quest log is absent from Assassin's Creed Mirage. Unlike many of its predecessors, you don't perform both large and small tasks to gain experience. You manage your investigations through the investigation board while solving mysteries. It functions as the quest board for Assassin's Creed Mirage. Although it isn't, it seemed like it needed to be more difficult. Your future path will be clearer the sooner you accept that. Stealth, not combat. Assassin's Creed Mirage is obviously intended to be a stealth-first game, but no one is going to come knocking on your door and arrest you for fighting. Combat is incredibly easy. Really, your only goal should be to parry or dodge attacks. None of Basim's skills will transform him into a formidable opponent. Most of them will enable him to attack more cunningly. There is also a practical benefit to choosing the stealthy approach. When you kill people in broad daylight, you only make things more difficult for yourself. You will receive constant side-eye from the kind citizens of Baghdad. Someone will make it their goal to create wanted posters featuring you and hang them from city walls. Even if they are killers, the covert who perform their dirty but necessary work in the shadows don't gain a reputation for it. Assassin's Creed Mirage skills. The 3 skill trees available to Basim, Phantom, Trickster, and Predator are easy to understand and reveal a lot about the game's intended style of play. Consider the implication carefully. They don't aim to make you a stronger warrior, as was previously mentioned. They usually center on becoming more nimble and stealthy. Another useful fact is that most skills can be reset without cost. Early on in the game, feel free to experiment. Simply enter the skills menu, press a button to clear all of your unlocked items, then start over if you don't like what you found. Phantom. The Phantom tree helps Basim carry out stealthier kills, with the exceptions of kickback and counter roll, which really are about face-to-face fighting. Everything else lets you kill and traverse more efficiently. Kickback. After a successful parry, press a button to strike the parried enemy, and use direction to strike in another direction. Assassin's Focus Capacity 1 adds an additional chunk to the focus bar. Breakfall. Basim automatically performs a roll when landing from a dangerous height, reducing the amount of damage taken. Chain Assassination. After performing an assassination, assassinate a second nearby enemy or throw a knife at a distant one if throwing knives are available. Airstrike. Slows down time while aiming with throwing knives in mid-air. Assassin's Focus Capacity 2 adds an additional chunk to the focus bar.